Welcome to English class, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about the chapter which we have done just for the revision, and that is the last lesson. So, although this is the first chapter of your book as we discussed earlier, but this is very important chapter, and the main story of the chapter revolves around a lesson which is the last. So it's about something, some chapter, some lesson which is the last of somebody's life. It's written by Alphonse Daudet. So let's know about the author first. He was born in 1840 in France and died in 1897. Alphonse Daudet was a French novelist who used to write in French language and short story writer. Formerly, he was a school teacher, but he quit it to make a living as a journalist in Paris. He took to writing, he adopted writing, he started writing, and his poems collected into a volume called Les Amours. French name again. So this is very popular of one of his creations, Les Amours. So let's now come to the background of the chapter. The story is set during the Franco-Prussian War. So it is in the days when there was a war between France and Prussia. Prussia, you can say today is Germany. The war was held between 1870 to 1871. France was defeated by Prussia, led by Otto von Bismarck. He was the leader, and France got defeated. Germany, Prussia was the winner. French districts of Alsace and Lorraine were occupied by Germany. Here in the diagram to the right side, you can see the red colored area that these are the two states, Alsace and Lorraine. They had to be now a part of Germany, Prussia. German language and not French would be taught in schools of Alsace and Lorraine. So now it was mandatory for the people living in Alsace and Lorraine that they would have to learn German language. French language was banned, was not allowed there. This story is of a young boy, Franz. He tells us about his French teacher, Mr. Hamel's last lesson in their school. So here we get the title. It was the last French lesson of the narrator, that is Franz, by his teacher. The teacher is Mr. M. Hamel. Now French would no longer be taught in their school. So this was the last lesson. As French is their mother tongue, Mr. Hamel tells them the importance of it. So in the beginning, he tells the importance of mother tongue for everyone. He asks them to guard it as being close to one's language is the key to escape from the prison of slavery. He tells everybody to guard the mother tongue into their hearts, to save the mother tongue, to always use the mother tongue, because if anyone is close to the mother tongue, it is like he's having the key to the prison of slavery. With the help of mother tongue, one can get freedom from slavery. So mother tongue is very important. The theme of the story, or you can say the main message of the story, is the pain that is inflicted on the people of a territory by its conquerors, winners, by taking away the right to study or speak their own language. How much pain the people of Alsace and Lorraine would have suffered from, that they would have to leave their own language which they have been speaking from so many years, but now they would have to change their language. So it was a great pain for them. It also tells about the attitudes of students and teachers towards learning and teaching respectively. So this chapter is gives a general message to all the students and all the teachers, how the students learn on the general days and how the teachers teach. So you are going also to learn something from about learning, and we about teaching. So let's begin the explanation now. Friends, as I told you, is the narrator. So wherever I is used or the personal pronouns are used, those are for friends. I started for school very late that morning and was in a great dread of or fear of a scolding. Franz is very afraid because he is very late to school. Especially because M. Hamel had said that he would question us on participles, and I did not know the first word about them. He was very much afraid because his teacher was going to ask him some questions about participles, which is a grammar topic, but he did not know anything about those participles. So he was afraid because of two reasons. First, he was late. Second, he did not know about his homework, the participles. For a moment, I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors, which every student dreams of if he is not done with his homework. So he also wants to run away and spend the day out of school. But then he says it was so warm, so bright, the day was very bright, the birds were chirping at the edge of the woods, and in the open field back of the sawmill, the Prussian soldiers were drilling. So he could see a lot of things. The weather was good. He could hear the melodious chirping of birds. He could see the Prussian soldiers exercising. So there were a lot of things he could enjoy. He was having two options, either to enjoy all these things or to go to school. It was all much more tempting or attracting than the rule for participles. Definitely, hearing or listening to birds chirping or looking at the soldiers doing exercise or enjoying the weather is, of course, more tempting than going to school. But what is important is going to school. Then Franz says, but I had the strength to resist, means to stay away from all the temptations. He had the power कि उसने ये सारी चीज़ें छोड़कर he just went to school and hurried off to school. He left the Prussian soldiers exercising, he just ignored the weather and he just avoided the birds chirping and he went to school. So he was a strong boy like many of you. Then further Franz says, when I passed the town hall is a government building, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board, and there was a bulletin board, notice board, like we have in almost every corner of the school. He passed a government building and he saw that there was a lot of crowd in front of the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all our bad news had come from there. Then he's telling the readers about the bulletin board that since the war was going on, for 2 years the war went on, they were having always the bad news from this, like the lost battles, the draft. Draft means recruitment of new soldiers because many soldiers were getting died, the orders of the commanding officer, and I thought to myself, without stopping, what can be the matter now? And then, friends, he was already late for school. He could not stop and look at the bulletin board or ask somebody what was happening. He just asked to himself, what can be the matter now? And he hurried off to school. He did not stop there, and he did not know what the latest news was. He did not know that the latest news was that France was defeated and it was going to be his last lesson of French language. France doesn't know it now. Then he further says, usually when school began, every morning there was a great bustle, a lot of noise created by many people, which could be heard out in the street, like the opening and closing of desks, lessons repeated in unison. Unison means at the same time, very loud with our hands over our ears to understand better. So if everybody was revising in a loud tone, so one to revise a chapter will have to close one's ears. So they had their hands over their ears to revise better. And there was a sound of teacher's great ruler rapping on the table, striking on the table, beating the table. So this is very important question. What was the usual scene in the morning? So it was the usual scene. There was a lot of noise in the street. The students used to make noise while opening and closing of desks. They repeated their lessons. It was on usual days, but today the day was unusual. So that is the reason. But now it was also still. There was very much strange atmosphere today. There was no noise. Everything was still. I had counted on means trusted on or dependent upon the commotion. Commotion means noise and disturbance or confusion to get to my desk without being seen. He was very sure that when he would reach the class, there would be so much noise that nobody would notice that friends had come late. But it did not happen. There was no noise. But of course, that day everything had to be as quiet as Sunday morning. So, friends, when he reached the classroom, everything was very silent and he compared the day to a Sunday morning. Sunday morning is usually quiet because nobody has to go to school, nobody has to go to work, and people do not come out in the early morning. So the day Sunday morning is different from the usual days or other days morning. Through the window, I saw my classmates. Finally, he reached and he saw through the window his classmates were already there because he was late. His classmates were there already in their places. And M. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. He noticed his teacher. His teacher was walking up and down. Up and down in the room means when the room is built like amphitheater, like your multimedia room, like when there are stairs, like theater room. So the room was built in that way that M. Hamel was walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. So a teacher having iron ruler under his arm, you can imagine that the teacher must have been very strict. That is the reason Franz was very afraid. That is the reason he is having that iron ruler. I had to open the door and go in before everybody, but Franz had to open the door. He would have to enter. He was believing that there would be noise and he would be entering, but it was not so. Everything was silent, but Franz would have to enter, so he went in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed. Blushed means face turned red in color due to shame, and how frightened I was. So, friends felt very blushed, embarrassed. If you enter the room and everybody is noticing at you, then how do you feel? Same was the feeling of friends. But nothing happened. He was expecting a scolding from M. Hamel because he was late, but it did not happen. M. Hamel saw me and said very kindly. He was rude generally, but today he was very kind. And he said, "Go to your place quickly, little Franz. We were beginning without you." For a change, today M. Hamel was very kind and he very kindly said to Franz, very lovingly, to go to his seat without scolding him, and said that they were going to begin the lesson. I jumped over the bench, so Franz, who was very surprised at M. Hamel's behavior, jumped over means he quickly went over to his seat, his bench, and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat. So when he had got over his fright, his fear, he had come back to his normal sense. Then he noticed that his teacher, Mr. M. Hamel, was wearing his beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt, and the little black silk cap, which was all embroidered, that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. This was a special dress which Mr. M. Hamel wore specially on inspection and prize days. Inspection and prize days. So, this is also an important answer to the question what dress was worn by M. Hamel on that day. So, of course, this day was very special for M. Hamel, but Franz did not know this that it was his last lesson because he did not stop at the bulletin board. He did not stop to talk to anyone. He was already late for school. So he was getting again amazed that why M. Hamel was wearing his special dress. Today was no inspection day, it was not a prize distribution day, then why was he wearing that dress? This was revolving in Franz's mind. Besides, the whole school seemed so strange and solemn. Solemn means serious. Franz was talking to himself why everything was so strange, why there was no noise, why everybody was so serious. But the thing that surprised me the most was to see on the back benches that were always empty the village people sitting quietly like ourselves. But the thing which surprised him the most was that the back benches, which were always empty, today were not empty. The village people were sitting there like the children. So he was again very surprised that why were those people, those old people, sitting there in the classroom. The people were old Hoser. It's just the name of a villager. With his three cornered hat, he wore a hat which had three corners. The former mayor, a person who was on the designation of position of mayor, not now, but in few years before or any time, he is not at present, he was in the previous times. The former postmaster and several others beside. So these people were sitting on the back benches, and it again shocked Franz. He could not understand why everything strange was happening on that day. Everybody looked sad and Hauser had brought an old primer. Primer is the basic reader of any language, primary book. Like when you learn English, we just start with alphabets, that is the primer book of English language. Thumbed means torn and damaged at the edges, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the pages. Everybody was looking sad. Then Franz looked at old Hauser. He was sitting and he was holding a primer book in his hands. The book was very much torn and damaged from the edges. And old Hauser had opened this book on his knees, and his great spectacles were also there on the pages. So he was sitting with the primer book on the back bench, old Hauser. While I was wondering about it all, M. Hamel mounted his chair, and in the same grave means serious, and gentle tone which he had used to me, said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you." When Franz was getting surprised on all these kind of things, at that point, his teacher M. Hamel started speaking. He mounted his chair, he climbed his chair, and then, in a very serious and kind tone, which he had used with Franz, when Franz entered, M. Hamel said, "It's good that you have come. We were beginning without you." So, in that same very gentle and serious tone, M. Hamel announced that, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you." Now, Franz will connect all the strange things with this message, because this was the last lesson of French language. Now, Alsace and Lorraine were not the part of the country France, they were going to be the part of Prussia. That is the reason everybody was so much strange and shocked. Then he further said, "The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine." Berlin is the authority, a central authority, central government where there is situated of Prussia. It was in the previous times. So from there the orders had come that because Alsace and Lorraine were now the part of Prussia, so German language would be taught. The new master comes tomorrow. New master means masters for German language. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive. Then he announced that this was the last lesson and he wants everybody to be attentive. So in the next video, we'll see how Franz reacted to this.